This is the Crooked Rivercast, a show we hope will give you a better view of what's going on in Northeast Ohio. This is May 10th, 2025. I'm Robert, your host, and joining me every week is my friend Tom to help me answer that question. What is going on in the great state of Ohio this week? So Tom, can you help us out a little bit as I fade this? Oh, I missed my cue. Oh, shoot. There we go. Okay. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Energy. I have a post-it note that says energy. So I'm
energy.
Well, it's Mother's Day weekend, as most people will be listening to this. It would be past Mother's Day or past Mother's Day for 2025. Are you ready?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely ready.
I am too. I'm ready to make my wife very upset about the money I spent on her for Mother's Day.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh,
with the help of my daughter, of course. This really because of her. I think she has expensive tastes, and that's probably my fault.
Well, it's because she doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
No bills.
I'm paying, so it's the sky's the limit. She just kept adding more stuff to the list.
Right.
So how's your week been?
It's been a great week.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Have you heard Antarctica surprising rebound in ice?
What? Oh my! Get out of here!
Antarctica.
That's not supposed to happen.
Antarctica is gaining 108 gigatons per year for the last 2 years of ice. It's the first time in decades.
Impossible. It's a lie. Fake news.
We're having a meltdown. Al Gore is melting down. Al Gore is melting down.
Well, you see, he's got to postpone it another 10 years. He just keeps,
okay.
He's on a 10-year plan, and every 8 years he re-ups it, the 10-year plan.
In other news, Greta Thunberg's forehead has started to shrink, and her eyes are a little less crossed too.
Is that where the ice is going from her forehead up to? Is it? No, it's not that related. I can't. She's kind of.
You notice how she doesn't talk about climate change anymore. It's all about Israel.
Yeah, not much. Doesn't get the headlines, I guess, like Israel. It doesn't get the donations like Israel does.
I guess not.
I have this big thing that says mention the email address. So I guess I should mention the email address, which is, if you need to get a hold of us, especially if you want to send us money, the email address. No, if you have any comments, questions, stories that you think we are missing that we need to address, please send it to crookedrivercast@gmail.com. That is crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Damn, I got lots of coffee today. All right, let's tone it down. Let's talk about election results. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way.
Election results. Yeah, okay.
Boring stuff out of the way. Election results was predictable. Issue 2 passed. Infrastructure bill. The handout for the counties and cities. The blackmail for the counties and cities, maybe. Whatever it is, that passed. So that's gonna be another 10 years of that.
Yeah.
$250 million a year.
It wasn't even close, right?
No, I don't think it was even. I think it was 70. It wasn't. I don't remember actually. It wasn't even close. But what wasn't close was most of the levies and local levies, I think, failed in Ohio.
Oh, that's good.
So people are waking up. Hopefully, I think in one. I want to say in one area. I mean, was it Avon or somebody? They had 2 levies and both of them passed. They had 2 separate levies on the ballot and both passed. I think that might, because, excuse me, that might be because of some of the affluent neighborhoods in Avon. Sure. If they wanted, go ahead. But I think some passed by less than 50 votes in these communities.
No kidding.
Some of the ones that passed were very slim, way less than 100, in a lot of cases less than 50 votes. So your vote does count, people, especially on these elections when nobody's showing up to ballot. I thought for sure in my area that our levy would pass because of that, but it wasn't even close. But which is, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm impressed with my community. I figured for sure with this low turnouts tend to have different results sometimes. I've seen, because people who are voting against something have a tendency to come out less than the people who are voting for something. So if you're passionate about levies, which I'm not sure who would be, but
It's the things
you're more
I
likely
dream
to
of.
come out. Yeah, you're more likely to come out if you're pro taking more money out of your pocket. Which
My city didn't even have that. All it had was issue 2, and I think 270 people showed up to vote.
Wow,
Yeah.
200. Yeah, some of the ones I was looking at were 3,000 or 4,000 probably total people.
Yeah, that makes sense if you have levies.
And there was 2, that's 50 votes or less. So I saw that as it just really opened my eyes up a little bit. Like, wow, it kind of does matter, especially on these local issues, who shows up.
Well, people are getting tired of having their pockets picked.
Well, as we've seen this over and over again, as over the last few weeks, as we talked about the school budget and all that stuff, is one of the things the state legislature is trying to do is get some property tax relief because of the huge increase over the last 10 years of property value. They're getting more taxes. The schools are getting more taxes. In the last 10 years, my house value is like doubled. I don't agree that it's worth that much, but somebody does. And that your taxes have gone up and your revenue going into the school's gone up. And we're going down a rat hole here, but also my bill's gone up. My tax bill's gone up significantly. So,
well, yeah, everybody's bill has gone up.
Yeah, on everything.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're always asking for more money, and we're always trying to pinch pennies. Yes. They need to do that too. It's just people are tired of it.
Yes. Agreed. And on to that note, more, somewhat boring stuff, I guess. We have a endorsement by the GOP for the next governor's race coming up. Yeah, primary coming up this November, correct?
Yeah, we have a Republican endorsement.
Yeah, GOP is endorsed, but before that happened, GOP, I guess we won't bury the lead. GOP endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yep.
For the governor's race, but before that happened, and during the meeting of the Republican Party State Central Committee meeting, like Thursday, Friday of last week, DeWine tried to pull a little fast one. Tried to do a little. Let me throw in my guy Tressel last minute. Less than 24 hours before the vote, he threw in Tressel's name. Sounds like.
And Tressel has never said he's running. No. He's just kind of considering it.
And what DeWine's trying to pull is, look, man, and I can't do Elmer Fudd, but if I could, I would be doing it here. You can't. I mean, the deadline for registering for the primary is like June or July something, I think. And this is not fair. The guy just put his name in the race. You got to give him some time. And they were like, nope. Look at the polls.
Yeah, it's the polls, and it's you got President Trump's endorsement.
President Trump got his endorsement. It's time. You just start moving on. You get a head start on the opposition party. Democrats should do it. They've done it in the past too.
Before the vote took place, I mean, he got 66 out of 66 votes. He needed 44, so it was a strong endorsement. It's a strong endorsement. Lara Trump called in to urge unity before the vote, and really? Frank LaRose, Secretary of State, has backed him. Robert Sprague, the treasurer, has, and DeWine, the DeWine Kasich era is over.
Yes, we've ended the stronghold.
Yeah,
on Kasich and DeWine.
Yeah, the fake Republican
establishment party, Republican Party. Yeah, so that's to celebrate. That's something to celebrate, to get rid of these. I mean, he's usually standing in the way of everything that we want to do. And
yeah, the night before too, the committee voted on if they should endorse anybody yet, because it is a little earlier than usual, and the vote was 51-13 to endorse somebody. So
a couple things come to mind. Is it's not too early because he's already vetted. He's not a candidate as somebody that nobody knows. He ran for president and took the heat from the national media. He's a known quantity at this point. We know what what he stands for, what his positions are in most things. There's not a whole lot of debate to be had,
Right.
in my opinion. So move on. Let's go. Start getting the ball rolling.
Yep.
Do we know who the front runner is for the Democrats? Do we have one
Amy
yet?
Acton.
Oh my God,
They
that's
don't.
right.
Nobody else has announced anything. I don't think anybody.
Okay.
There's no nobody has a chance at this point, unless something bizarre happens to Vivek. But
Yeah, that's the only thing. And GOP could always change. It's not a big deal.
yeah,
Like I
there's
said,
time to change.
he's been run through the ringers, I guess, what I look at. So not a whole lot to debate, in my opinion.
I like him as a candidate.
I do too. He's smart in a debate, especially. I would love to see a debate with him and that other Acton. That would be quite fun, I believe.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. He thought, yeah. Okay. Let's stay on topic. Okay.
Yeah. that would be brutal. They got Amy Acton, and I think somebody else was thinking about it, but they decided not to. I forget who it was. It was just a passing thing I read.
I'll stay in Columbus area, and we'll touch real quick on something from last week that we did not get to. I want to at least touch on it, is the Intel plant.
Oh, tell me about it.
So the Intel chip plant that was, a big to do a few years back when it was announced. It was, one of the first major chip plant to be announced in America in a long time. It was supposed to be producing chips already, and they're still building. So part of the problem is Intel is having major financial troubles to the point where they've been taken off after 25 years on the Dow Jones. They're off the Dow Jones. That's how far they've fallen. And from what I can see, and what I remember is, I believe they had originally a few years back missed projections. So the chips companies are in a race like anybody else, and every year you have to project, or you put projections out. Okay, in 12 months we're going to release this kind of chip. It's going to be of this size, resistors, and so on. And you always got to be moving forward. And they missed. They announced they were going to have a chip released at this date, and they didn't. So they're now behind NVIDIA in the AI world, as far as NVIDIA is the chip everybody wants because it's the most advanced. Right. Ever since then, it seems like Intel's been on a tailspin. They dropped more than 50%. Their stocks dropped more than 50% last year. And
I haven't been keeping up with the tech side of things. Hasn't Intel been behind NVIDIA for a while now, though? I mean, as far as like stocks go and yes. Just investor.
Yes. And their products, I believe, were not, they were okay, sound like, but I think they've been falling for a while. And you can probably go back to a few years back when Apple left.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. I watched a short little documentary on YouTube about it, which was, why the M1 chip, the new Apple chips, and it went into a lot of why Apple hit a ceiling with Intel with power consumption and performance that they couldn't beat. They couldn't break. So, Apple was already in the works. This was already planned from Apple for years, that they bought chip companies, blah, blah, blah. So it's just Apple is forward looking enough to they already had an answer with the other companies haven't. And NVIDIA is really just a graphics chip maker.
Right.
NVIDIA graphics cards, which is really good for AI, apparently. Is the chips are different. I don't know. So they are just announced another round of 15% more layoffs. And some are wondering, is this plant ever going to be built? The great Mike DeWine says yes, because Intel's already put $8 billion into the ground in this project.
Oh man!
So I've driven past this plant. It is, mostly what you drive past is just empty field. It used to be farm. They cleared it and they're re-landscaping it. They got infrastructure going up as far as, it's been probably 6 months since I've driven past it, but it's like power stations and that kind of stuff. And then they were doing temporary housing for employees and that kind of stuff. The chip plant isn't even started yet. maybe they're doing foundation work or something. I don't know. But if you look at some of the aerial shots they have from drone locations, I mean, there's a lot of work being done. So the fact that nothing's going to be built there is probably not the case. Something's going to be built there. So right now they're but also 15% layoffs after they already announced October layoffs of 15,000 jobs. So they are not in a good spot.
Wow.
It's crazy because all around that Intel plant is huge construction too. All the data centers and companies, Amazon, Google's, Facebook, all just started building chip plants or building data centers and facilities right around that area because of that chip plant. And they're already up and running. I mean, they've been up for years, and the chip plant's just still basically dirt. What's like I said, they got stuff going up on there, but nothing that's going to make a chip. So right now they are looking at. I mean, I don't know how you can maybe question with this time frame, but they're estimating sometime in the 2030s they'll have chips made there.
Wow,
it's a pretty large time frame. So you can see why people are kind of maybe questioning whether. How do you? I guess my first thought is, how do you tell your investors? You're going to pay back sometime in the 2030s. That's usually not the case. They usually want a little bit closer to that. So, big trouble in Intel, I guess.
Yeah, that's. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. So we keep an eye on what's going on. Still lots of construction, lots of stuff going up in the area. So that's good. Good for Columbus. Good for Ohio. And it's really a lot what's helped Ohio exceed their revenue projections year in, year out past few years is all this construction that's going up in Columbus. What do you got, Tom? Let's hear one of yours.
Let's go into the AI lawmakers. There's let me get my notes here.
Oh, is this one we had from? Oh, yeah, want to put some restrictions on.
Yeah, I didn't get a bill. There's a bill, Senate Bill 163. The sponsor is Lewis Blessing from Coleraine Township and Terry Johnson from McDermott, both Republicans. They're getting a bill going to help protect Ohioans from AI. And basically what they're looking for is AI generated porn.
Oh.
So that's what it's trying to stop. And current laws require real pictures. So they're trying to add teeth to the bill that they already have, so they can go after people putting out AI generated child porn. Okay. And there's also so they're adding a thing where you can't use AI to defame somebody and things like that.
And sounds like something extremely hard to police.
Yeah.
Without large intrusions, maybe, or big intrusions into personal freedoms, maybe. Well, on that note,
it doesn't sound too bad because they're just saying all they're saying is you could produce anything you want as long as you leave a watermark on there. I mean, besides child porn. Oh. But like, if you want to make a satire for a business or whatever, you got
to let people know it's AI.
Yes, it needs to be watermarked. So it's not the worst thing it's not the worst thing. I mean, the child porn thing, AI. I didn't even know that existed, but I guess it does. So that's good. And that's adding teeth because in the original bill it says you can't produce child porn, but it states real pictures. So now they're adding AI to that, and
just sounds
and voices too, I guess. So fraud statutes to include a replica of individual's voice or likeness. Now, so that I don't agree with, because there's people that can there's impersonators. So that's kind of bullshit. For this because it's a law that would say you can't defraud somebody by using their voice. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's used in a comedy type of bit, then that's to me that's intrusive. But if somebody's using somebody's voice to get money out of a bank or,
I guess the context matters, because I think if it's easily, I don't know, if they're trying to make it look like it's really you saying something bad, offensive or whatever.
Defame somebody.
Yeah, that's defaming somebody, right? But if it's just satire, but they're not trying to stop it. They're just trying to make a law that if you do it and you get caught, we have some teeth behind it. Is that what it sounds like? Because that's where I always fall. How do you can't stop this from coming up on people's screens, can you? I mean, some ways you can, but really, when the internet's the internet,
you can't stop it. But now with this bill, it would give the state some teeth to go after people.
That I get. That makes sense.
I just don't. The voice thing, I don't know, because where does it end? I mean, there are impersonators. So are they going to go after a comedian that can impersonate?
Feels like it would kind of tie into the libel laws and defamation laws, where there are certain statute or certain category or thresholds you have to meet if you're a famous person. If not, if you're somebody who's in the public all the time, then you don't have you don't have as many rights, I guess, would be the way, if you're a private person.
Right.
Something like that.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Like if you're
I'm kind of viewing this more as a federal thing, but it's a state thing. So maybe it's not as,
and it's staying here. A lot of states already have this. So these are kind of just following along here.
We're one of the few that doesn't. There's 38 states, and every state that surrounds us has this. So
typical Ohio, just waiting to the last minute.
I'm actually okay with
the last ones. See, seems like we do that, like gambling. We waited till all the other states around us took all of our money before we started doing gambling. Legalized.
Yeah, but when you're passing bills like this, it's kind of like take your time, figure it out.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Let's actually that is a good counterpoint. Is let's just see what the other states do and what doesn't work, what does work.
Yeah,
and
it might have not worked with marijuana and gambling, because that's revenue. So but this is a little different.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of AI, though, they have they're increasing Cleveland, pulling back up towards Northeast Ohio into Cleveland. Cleveland is expanding their smart camera system, which expansion, cool, good. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't even know there was smart cameras downtown. I have a little report we can go through for the smart cameras. They call them RADs. Remote.
What country do we live in?
It is. I know you would think it's England with all the cameras they're putting up, but so far it's still the United States.
I would think it's some commie nation like China.
It's getting there. Now, the city of Cleveland, yes, it depends on where you go, I guess. Here we go. So let's hear. So what happens? I'm going to start the clip up. What happens when you meet one of these cameras downtown? To me, this was the creepiest part about it. So let's hear. They can talk, Tom. They can talk. Here you go.
Vehicles are not permitted on the pedestrian walkway.
4 smart cameras are now eyes in the sky, watching over North Coast Harbor.
I think it's awesome for especially people walking around out here and for the people that work around this area. I think it's great.
Robotic Assistance Devices, or RAD, developed these cameras. The smart cameras never blink and talk too, issuing warnings to deter crime.
When I leave here in the evening, sometimes it's late, and when it's wintertime, it's dark. I think that it just adds to the safety.
We showed you when the smart cameras first went up on Public Square last fall. Then when the AI-driven technology moved into and around Playhouse Square, including some parking lots.
AI-driven? What does that mean? What are they doing with the AI? Come on. And man,
it's not even
I'm walking,
AI.
all of a sudden I hear that robot. I'm like, who's going to scare the crap out of you? It sounds like RoboCop, man. You're not allowed to park on the sidewalk. Because you know what happens when the criminal...
It's not even AI.
No, that part's not AI, but
my local Home Depot has a thing when I walk by one of their doors in the back there. When I'm walking down the aisle, it's telling me to get away from the door.
oh, that's just it triggers a light sensor, and then
Yeah.
No, so the guy parks his car in the curb. He's about to go in and rob the place, and he gets out, throws the car in park, opens the door, gets out, and all of a sudden he hears,
Vehicles are not permitted on the pedestrian walkway.
and he's definitely going to turn around and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll straighten that out before I go rob the place." A couple things. The clip or the quote that I pulled from the article was from Michael Deemer, president and CEO of Downtown Cleveland Inc. He says on the public, he says, we saw great results on Public Square and almost immediate positive feedback on enhanced sense of safety there.
A sense of safety. Okay.
So people felt safer.
Right.
Okay. So you know one of the worst things you can do while walking down the street at night is have a false sense of security. And then not paying attention. You're in your phone. You think you're safe, and your guard is down a little bit. Instead of being in the red, you're in the yellow or green. Yeah.
How about hire a couple extra cops and add a shift? You know,
they're trying, but nobody wants to be a cop anymore, Tom.
Well, okay.
So I thought maybe I don't know, to pay attention to the AI cops downtown, the AI robots. That I know it's not AI, but
I mean,
so the other thing, go ahead.
Well, I mean, what's a camera gonna? How's that making you feel safe? I mean, somebody puts a stocking over their head, they're gonna mug you. I mean, it's not like it's gonna arrest anybody.
They gave it a name too, Rosa, remote observation security agent. Clever. Rosa never blinks. and with verbal warnings to deter criminal activity in real time. So they enacted this. They got this in Public Square. They're going to put 4 more in the what is that? It's north of the Rock Hall on the water. There's a park. It's Voinovich Park or something.
Yeah, that's Voinovich.
Yeah, and they're going to put 4 more there. So what do these cameras do? So they're they're tied into Cleveland's real-time crime center, but are also monitored by Downtown Cleveland Inc., where this guy Michael Deemer is from. And so it's piped into they are called Downtown Cleveland Inc. ambassadors, and they sit in front and they show the picture in the report. There's a room with like 3 folding tables and 6 monitors with somebody sitting in front of it, an ambassador. Get this, from 7 a.m. till midnight. What happens after midnight?
Well, you're not supposed to be down there after midnight.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're getting until midnight. And what do those people do if they see something? Who do they call? They didn't really describe any of this, but it is also tied into Cleveland's real-time crime center, which makes me want to look into what that is too. Is that part of the police department? I don't know.
I think it's a couple of guys watching cameras, taking a nap probably every once in a while.
Watching cameras would be the air quotes.
Yeah.
So there's that. That doesn't really tie into the AI law. Can we have some restrictions on what they're doing with these recordings and how they're putting it through AI or anything like that? That'd be helpful.
It's a slippery slope.
Very slippery. Very slippery. Yeah. Very slippery. Anything else on that? I think we wrapped on that. And oops, I just made my screen go crazy. There you go. You got something next, or you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Keep going. How about Hopkins?
Oh, tell me about that.
Hopkins Airport got big changes announced. $1.1 billion in changes over the next 5 to 10 years. They're looking at probably finishing what they've projected in 2032. But initially, they have announced they're going to start tearing down or redoing the parking situation.
Right.
They have secured $300 million this year from the airlines plus another 175 last year that they started doing some demolition. And they're basically going to start revamping the entire entryway into Hopkins. So if you go to, sounds like where the current smart parking or the most expensive parking option at the airport, it's actually, I think it's connected by a walkway or something. It's the only one that's connected to the actual entryway. That they're going to tear that down, but first they're going to move that parking lot to Concourse D, which used to be for Continental Airlines regional jets they built and they're really not using. So in the meantime, they're going to move that parking lot to there, tear that existing parking lot down, move it across the street, I believe. And then a new entryway is going to be where the old parking lot is.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to affect it while they're building it. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah, so doing it in stages, yeah. It's definitely going to be, it's a mess there as it is. That's kind of part of the problem is, look, so new surface lots, where the now closed Concourse D is, it's a $22.5 million project, adding 1,600 new parking spaces, will be completed in 2026. And a larger parking garage will now be, I think, built on the current orange lot. If anyone knows what that is, they've got 4 or 5 different areas you can park at different rates. And they're going to obviously increasing more capacity, and it will also include ground transportation center for RTA, because I guess a lot of people take that still. And then the new garage, where the new garage is, they're going to be demolishing it and putting in a whole new entryway with more room for a pickup and drop off, which is a large problem. And if you do any traveling to other cities, and if you fly into other airports, that we need something upgrade, because whether it's from the bathrooms to the pickup and drop off, which is horrible. There's no seating at baggage claim. So you go to baggage claim and wait for your bag. There's no place to sit. It's really strange. You can tell.
It's a podunk.
When you get off the plane, in Nashville or Chicago, you know where you are almost immediately.
Right.
A, they tell you, but B, if you travel, you can tell. I mean, you walk off ours, it's like you walk into an office. There's no, it's not grand. There's nothing to it. So some of the renderings look pretty cool.
The renderings look great.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's time. It's long overdue.
And it's interesting that they're tying it. I mean, it would coincide with a lot of what's going to happen if they move the Browns over in that area. So I thought it was strange that the Mayor Bibb was pushing for a new airport when he's, it's kind of like, this,
Yeah, I saw Baby Bibb was very excited about this.
Very excited, because he gets lots of complaints about the bathrooms at the airport, he says. Lots of complaints. But it is needed. For sure is needed. And I like the fact that right now they're not asking for any money from the state or city. I'm sure that'll come. Makes sense. I mean, it is something that maybe tax dollars should go into. But right now they're pushing. They got almost $500 million from the airlines, and they're going to be pushing for more as they go along through the project. Thoughts?
Cool.
It's needed. Definitely need it. We have, I didn't have a clip for that one. I have a couple more. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So tariffs are in the news again. Still more and more tariffs.
Well, you know what? I can't, I keep reading headlines on, I'm watching the stock market and all these headlines come out about tariffs, but there's really not much tariffs in effect at this point.
Mm-hmm. But not, you wouldn't think that watching the news, would you?
No, not at all. The world's coming to an end.
So going into this, I have a clip. It's a few minutes long. It's kind of long, but I couldn't really cut it up. There's just so much stuff in it. So we can do a little start-stop, and we can ask questions. So if you hear anything, let me know. But the quote I heard was, which I thought was pretty to the point, was President Trump said, maybe you'll need $3, not 30.
Oh my gosh. What's going to happen?
Oh my gosh. So you can start as we start the clip with that in mind. We collect entirely too much crap. We could probably use a little less of it. So let's see. This is Sorry, the camera one.
I blame Amazon.
Well,
it's too easy to go buy that stuff.
I'm getting there. Don't worry. I'm getting there. Trust me.
Sorry.
I always want to give them credit. The last report was ABC News from the for the cameras, ABC News Channel 5. And this was also on News Channel 5. So like I said, a few minutes, I'll stop it a couple of times.
Telling you how the Trump administration's tariffs on foreign imports are impacting businesses and consumers. And Mike, there's an industry that's being hit especially hard.
Yes, very true. America's toy industry relies heavily on imports from China. Some toy manufacturers, including one right here in Northeast Ohio, telling customers to expect higher prices and fewer choices this year, especially for the holidays. I'm following through with the owner of a local toy store to see how she's navigating the rising costs. I first visited Toys, Dolls, and Minis in Olmsted Falls back in December of 2023, after seeing a post on Facebook that the store was struggling. Owner Dawn Reese told me she was worried about the future.
I do need support from the community to stay in business.
Fast forward to today.
So we're at 32.35, please.
And business is booming.
March was the best March I've ever had.
To your point, Tom. To your point. So she was about to shut down, and then they did an expose, or they did I always say that word, I don't know why. They did a story on her store and kind of helped her.
I don't believe she was about to shut down. Either that or it would have happened.
She was struggling.
I don't even believe that.
She says.
She's been struggling. Come on.
Yeah. Right. Well, hold on. Just give it a second. You'll see.
All right.
You'll see. You'll see where I'm going with it, and you'll see where she's going with it too.
So I think that was more that the miniatures have taken off again. And I happen to be the last miniature store left in Ohio that I'm aware of.
But toy stores like Dawn's across the country are facing a new threat. 77% of toys sold in the United States are made in China.
So it's only 77%? That seems, I was shocked by it. It's only 77%. I figured it would be like 99.77%.
Well, you got to remember India, and you got to remember Taiwan.
Yeah. I think it's spread out a little bit over the last 10 years.
Philippines.
I know China's, their labor rates have been going up, so a lot of companies have moved to India because they haven't had that problem yet. So
yep.
I pointed that out. I was like, wow, it's only 77%. All right, let's continue. Doom, doom, doom.
According to the Toy Association, the Trump administration's tariff rate on toy imports from China is 145%.
Whoa. A $10 toy that lands in the U.S. will now be $24.50 to land, and that is all being paid by these small and medium-sized businesses.
Greg Ahern, president and CEO of the Toy Association, says toy production in China has all but stopped because of tariffs.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby. That's what I want to hear.
I just heard China has like a 20% unemployment right now.
Yeah, buddy. That's the point, people.
Yeah,
that's exactly the point. And they're saying it like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. We're putting pressure on them.
Exactly. And putting pressure on the leadership, because that's the only way they can control their people is by keeping them employed. Because if, keeping them happy and at jobs and progressing and buying stuff, hey, that sounds familiar. That sounds like America. All right, let's continue. I'm literally, when I heard that, I was like, yes, that's what I want to hear. Shut down factories in China.
And it's putting the holiday season at risk.
Every week that we're not producing toys in China is a week of supply that won't be available in November and December. So the longer this goes on, the fewer toys that will be available, which will create scarcity. And obviously then pricing and disappointed families and kids.
Toy manufacturers like Little Tykes, which is based in Hudson, have no choice but to increase prices by as much as double digits.
Come this holiday, and the prices are going to go up 30-40%.
Little Tykes.
Wait a minute. The guy before from the Toy Association said that it's going to go up from $10 to $24, which is 140 some percent. This guy says it's going to go up 30 or 40%. Huh. Interesting. So let's keep listening, because there's something else he says. That's pretty interesting.
CEO Isaac Larian tells me plans to expand the toy factory in Hudson now on hold.
Was part of the expansion plan here in Northeast Ohio to make it possible to make more products here in the U.S.?
Yeah, of course. We bring more jobs, more manufacturing to USA. Now it's going the other way around because of this tariff.
What? So you want to expand your plant, and now you can't. You expand your plant in America, and now you can't because the toys coming from overseas are going to be more money. So there's got to be something else to that. What's going up that's stopping you from making toys here? That's the whole point of the tariffs, is so you bring production here. It makes no sense. Well, okay.
Still, Dawn tells me she doesn't anticipate being impacted by tariffs as much as other toy store owners.
I've always tried to get toys from other countries other than China. A lot of the miniatures are handmade locally.
Ding.
I have a lady that sews doll clothes for me locally.
And her toy suppliers gave her an early warning about the increased costs.
I bought most of my inventory for most of the year already before the tariffs hit. So the tariffs are not going to affect my prices too much.
You don't want to have to raise the prices for your customers.
I don't want them to get the concept that because of the tariffs, I'm going to become uncompetitive. We will actually keep our prices the way they are until I have to raise them, if I have to raise them.
Well, meanwhile, a number of toy companies and toy stores in the U.S. are now suing President Trump in an attempt to stop tariffs on Chinese imports.
We need our junk.
Yes, more junk, please. Oh, Tom, if you could see, well, you probably have seen a little bit, the amount of junk that it fills my house from my children.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't want to say no. They're good kids. They listen. They do good in school. I like to reward them with a lot of stuff. But it's literally just collecting things to collecting. And they're just useless little. It started with my first kid. I forget what they're called. But they were like grocery store items made into little figures. Like a carton of milk is this. And they're teeny little things. They're like an inch tall. And I remember because to me, they were worse than stepping on a Lego.
Yeah.
And it's only continued with our other daughter. And I'm just baskets of, what does she have? Little teeny miniature ducks. This is something that went around our office a year or so ago. Little teeny little colored ducks. They're like half-inch high. Maybe less, 3/8 of an inch high, and they would just show up in my office, and somebody, they play a joke or something. Well, now it's kids. Now she's got she's got to have 1,000 of them in this bag. For what?
I don't know.
Chinese junk. We have entirely too much crap, and we need to stop it. So that's you asked the question. What's Dawn? This woman Dawn in her toy store. What's her real threat? Is it tariffs or is it Amazon?
Yeah. It's Amazon. It's just
that's why I left that part of the story in there because it's important. She was struggling and sales, according to her, sales were struggling until Channel 5 did a story on her and put her name out there because most people are buying their toys on Amazon.
It's cool that she's having some handmade toys made here locally. I mean, that's awesome, but that's hard to stay in business, man. That sounds like an online business here locally. Not
it is in
storefront.
I'm not saying because she can do it, anybody can do it. I'm just saying I'm more looking at the doom, 145% tariffs, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what?
All this tariff reporting has been disingenuous. It's just a scare. I don't know. It's not a scare tactic, but it's a way to keep people listening. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's scare tactic. Yeah, it is. The children. If you don't care about tariffs, you care about them when you have to pay more for toys. Okay, I get it. So instead of getting 14 presents, maybe your kid gets 10.
I don't even think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think so. I get. I think you're right. I'm just saying.
How about getting better quality toys?
Better quality toys and less of them. I feel very fortunate. I know I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed and far from a wealthy person, but we do pretty good, and we try to treat our kids with everything we can. But I'll tell you one thing. when it comes to Christmas and birthdays and Easter or whatever else we get them gifts for, it's not easy. I can't think of anything. I don't know. And when I ask them, they don't know either.
They don't need anything.
That's the thing. They don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know what you're saying, but don't even go. They definitely don't need anything. They almost don't want anything. Not that they don't. All their needs have been taken care of.
They want for nothing.
Most of their wants are taken care of, and they can't. And when I try to think of lavish gifts, I still can't. I mean, so my point is, man, we got a lot of stuff, and I think we have priorities. We need to look at our priorities in this country. It shouldn't really be about buying stuff.
Consumerism.
And I'm as bad as anybody else. Believe me.
I am too. I get junk too.
But I'm seeing more of it. I want to go local.
At least you have kids to blame. I don't have anybody to blame except for myself.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I do treat myself to stuff, but it's usually it's stuff that hangs around for a while. It's not just junk.
Yeah, that's true. But I did just buy a pack of magnet cable organizer for my desk.
Yeah.
And I thought, more Chinese crap. But I mean, it's useful. Do I really need it? No. But sometimes I roll over my my cord from my headphones, and I can't be having that.
Oh, dude, no. You that stuff is kind of you need twisties. Don't work that good.
Yeah, I just need to get it up off the floor. That's because it drops right at my feet on my chair. And
I'll tell you what works really good is 3M makes these Velcro ties. Look those up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 3M. I mean, it's probably made in China. No, it can't be. I think they make it here. You think it is?
No, more likely no.
Okay,
well, but I actually, I think 3M. Most of their stuff is made overseas.
Okay, but they make a real nice product for cables.
Yeah, I found that. Well, never mind. I get into desk talk. We wouldn't need to do that. But I have a metal frame desk. So I use magnets a lot. It's really nice. Okay. I mean, what else? That's about all I got to say about that. Toys and tariffs. Don't get spun up, people. Calm down. It's okay. We're going to be okay. Yeah, all the countries are coming back to the table, including China. China is quietly coming back to the table and asking for negotiations, but they have to watch because if they show weakness in their culture, the leadership is done for. So they have to do it very strategically on their end, and Trump knows that. And I love the fact that it's the art of the deal, man. It's just what he's just doing that. It seems like. All right, you want to try Doge? Or do you got something else?
I don't. Doge. Oh, yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Doge. I shouldn't say Doge. It's Cuyahoga Valley.
Yeah.
Right. So apparently, Cuyahoga Valley, somebody has sponsored a bunch of billboards around Ohio to point out the cuts from the Trump administration, from Doge, in the national parks. So just a couple of stats. I have a little clip here we can listen to from Channel 3. Right now, there's a company.
More Perfect Union.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They've sponsored 300 billboards nationwide to, again, really pointing out the cuts in the National Park Service. 70 billboards, according to the story, are in Ohio alone. I'd like to know why so many in Ohio. That's like, talking about a quarter of them in Ohio. Curious, but maybe it's just a coincidence.
I got some stats on that, but that don't make sense.
Okay.
More Perfect Union. Do you know anything about them?
Oh, I did a quick search. I went to the website and it's people, you can do this. It's very easy. I'll take my time and I'll go right to the website, click donate, and look at the bottom of the page. If you see Act Blue, run.
Yeah, there's actually about, let me see here. 6 different More Perfect Union, which is actually it's a phrase in the U.S. Constitution.
Yes,
it's a way that the progressives try to
hide.
Yeah,
they do that a lot.
But this one it's media. It's More Perfect Union media organization. It's run by Faiz Shakir. He was a former campaign manager for Bernie Sanders. So he's a socialist. It is a progressive nonprofit news, media, and advocacy organization that received $500,000 grant from George Soros Open Society Policy Center in 2021.
You did a lot more digging than I did.
Yeah. This is what blew my mind about this. There's 26. I saw that there was 26 billboards in Cleveland, or Cuyahoga, I should say, and all the billboards are basically concerned about staffing cuts, and it makes it look like the Cuyahoga National Park Service is putting them up, but they're not. This is done by More Perfect Union, and the strangest part is, I forget how much they spent. I don't know if I have the exact number of dollars they spent on the billboards in Cuyahoga. But
Cuyahoga, no.
They've spent more on billboards in Cuyahoga than the staff members that have been laid off from National Park Service make. There's only been 4 staff members at Cuyahoga National Park that have been laid off.
Right. Well, let's listen. I have a report from Channel 3.
Okay.
Which would point some of this out too. But I just also wanted to go through, because obviously we're audio, not a visual podcast. These billboards that they're showing, I don't think they convey what they think they convey, but I do think they convey one point, which is the left still can't meme. And so to describe them a little bit, it is a picture of, it's a picturesque picture from, it looks like a Cuyahoga River, trees on either side, and the one of the arch bridges going across the river.
Right.
And on the left, it says Cuyahoga Valley Park. Where is didn't show the picture. Cuyahoga Valley Park. And then on the other side, it says, now with less staff, thanks to Doge, in smaller print. That sound about right?
Yeah.
I was about to pull a picture up, and of course on the website, it's not there anymore. So it just, if you're driving past this, it just looks like, hey, come to the Cuyahoga Valley. That's really all you're going to get from it.
Yeah,
I
if
can't
you're driving by, you're not going to see.
Especially if you're driving by. Yeah.
They made the word Doge kind of large.
Yes.
Made possible by Doge, but it's a tough read.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it conveys what they get. Well, let's see what they had to say about it.
The billboards, new this week, might appear happy at first glance, with greetings from Cuyahoga Valley National Park in big, bold letters. But it's the slightly smaller message on the right side that Faiz Shakir, executive director at More Perfect Union, wants Ohioans to see the most. Now with reduced staff, made possible by Doge.
I think they're operating off the assumption that they can cut government services and that nobody will notice.
Just quick little tidbit here. If it's something you want them to notice the most, it should be the biggest on the billboard, you would think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is just a money raising scheme.
Yeah, it's
nobody will care. And I have a different view.
More Perfect Union paid for more than 7
cut government services and that nobody will notice. Nobody will care.
No, we notice.
And I have a different view.
More Perfect Union paid for more than 70 billboards across Ohio and more than 300 across the country, all of them calling attention to cuts at the National Park Service since the Trump administration began slashing federal spending. Reduced staff and resources could create a serious strain, even eliminating some services.
You're likely to experience longer wait lines, more trash, all kinds of other issues.
President Trump's proposed budget, published last week, would reduce funding to the NPS by more than $1 billion. The National Parks Conservation Association's president released a statement in response, calling it, quote, an all-out assault on Americans' national parks, end quote. The Trump administration insists it's the only responsible way forward.
The government is operating, doing the same with less, and that's exactly what the president promised.
Here's a key. Listen.
I reached out to staff here at Cuyahoga Valley, as well as the National Park Service, to find out exactly how these cuts have impacted us here in Ohio. So far, we're still waiting to get those figures and numbers back.
Oh. I went and I think what I cut it off was he said that later on, or that was like 4:00 report, I think on Thursday maybe. And then at 5:00, they'd have another one maybe stating, what they think cuts. I have yet to see a report. I went on the website again and I'm on it now and there's no update. So they asked what cuts or how this could affect the parks. And their response was, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. They laid off 4 staff members, which were probably, I think they just bought them out for retirement. And, I think they're going to have a little less summer help this year. I don't know. I don't. The only people making a big deal out of it is fundraisers.
Yeah. You're going to be more trash though, Tom. More trash.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's who they would cut. You're not going to cut the guy doing the butterfly exhibit. You're going to cut the guy emptying the trash, right? Yeah, that's who you're going to.
Right. This is more perfect union. People should look out for. Our listeners should look out for a series launched probably on YouTube. I don't think I ever caught it. It's never come up to me. But have you heard of PragerU?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like a conservative information channel that teaches you about the Constitution and stuff.
They do a lot of 5 to 7 minute concise on history and why I think blah blah blah. Yeah, they're good stuff.
Yeah, it actually it's excellent. But this organization has launched something to counter that, which is just called the classroom. So if you see something called the classroom, this is a Soros grassroots, and I'll put that in air quotes.
Very big
donation organization. I mean, this is just a scam by they said Faiz Shakir.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
I would pronounce it Faiz, but
Faiz. Yeah,
they said Faiz, which is whatever. But it's just a online video journalism and opinion pieces put together by Progressive Unit.
Yes, I did search the website a little bit just to see. I always do like to get as many sites as possible, but yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, no, you could just tell right away.
But people need to know, because if you take a quick look at that billboard, you would think it's like put up by National Park Service.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the bottom corner, it says really small, paid for by a more perfect unit. Yeah, more perfect unit. So again, to me, it just looks like a nice ad to go visit the Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
That's right.
Now with reduced staffing means, hey, there's gonna be less people there. I'll be by myself even more. Awesome. The whole point of going there.
Cuyahoga National Park's awesome, but I don't think they're not going to hurt anything. Nothing's going to be.
As long as they don't cut the Thomas the Train Cuyahoga Valley Railroad thing, then if they cut that, then I'm riding.
I don't think that. I think that's their one. I think that's their one moneymaker.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know. What else can you? I mean, you go through they got trails and stuff down. It's very nice.
Well, the bike trail is awesome. I mean, if you're a photographer and you want to go birding, taking pictures of birds and stuff. I mean, it's pretty incredible. It is incredible that we have that here.
Oh, Metro Parks.
It's horrible how they got it though, but
I'm sure it was.
We can do a historical review of that.
Yeah. What do you know? Anything else you want to touch before we go down to the end of the show path here? What about,
actually, I want to play a clip here.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. After I play it, let's just take a 2-minute break right now.
2-minute break right now. Got it.
Yeah.
And with the magic of editing, we're back.
Editing, I think it's just a pause button.
Tom, it makes us sound cooler if we like edit stuff.
Yeah, well, okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. You had a clip you wanted to play?
Yeah, I'm going to play this clip, and this is I'm not doing a story on this story. I'm not going to really talk about the story much. But just the way the media is manipulating our listeners.
Okay.
So here it goes.
And that is where we begin with some businesses in Cleveland Heights signing a pledge to protect employees and immigrants.
Okay, so this is from News Channel 5. This is Nadine Abusada, which
bless you.
Yeah, no, she's a local reporter here, and she kind of sounds, if I'm going to say cunty, but they're talking about immigrants. At least this all stems from it back in I think it was January. There was an arrest at a local taqueria that detained some illegals. So these are, they're talking about illegal aliens that's, in the story, but they never say illegal. They just say immigrants.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to play the clip and we'll talk about it.
So this comes after ICE detained multiple people at Cilantro Taqueria in January. News 5 reporter Nadine Abasada tells us that incident has ignited a movement now, Cleveland Heights for immigrant rights.
In Hexagon Books,
the store is arranged by continents instead of genres because all of the books are by international authors.
Each shelf offers a taste of the world.
All of the books in here are international books, and they're bilingual. Is that the same environment you want to carry in this bookstore with the people that come in?
Yes, of course.
That welcoming spirit is one reason why Midwell Chinchilla signed a pledge as a business owner to protect immigrants.
I don't know how important it is or how effective it will be, but I know it feels like something that we can do.
That is the reason that I am here.
Jeannie Herman, owner of Mixed Vintage and Estate Goods, signed it too.
I think it's a precursor to direct action.
Cleveland Heights for Immigrant Rights created the pledge after fears spread through the community when ICE detained workers at Cilantro Taqueria almost 4 months ago.
We started canvassing businesses locally, passing out know your rights information about what their rights are as a business.
Organizer Sheila Keller says they quickly learned many business owners didn't know what they legally could or couldn't do when ICE shows up.
One, they don't have to let ICE into the private areas of their business if that agent doesn't have a warrant signed by a judge.
After learning, businesses began signing a pledge to be welcoming and protect immigrants however they can. So far, more than 70 signatures have been collected.
One of the longer-term goals is to see City Council pass pro-immigrant legislation that would protect immigrants here.
But that's not how Governor Mike DeWine sees the issue. He supports immigration enforcement.
I think, frankly, the Trump administration, the president, are doing a very good job along the southern border.
As a business owner and immigrant himself, Manuel understands the fear many feel.
And all they're trying to do is the same thing that we're all trying to do, which is make the next generation be better and have better lives.
But it reassures him to see his neighbors standing together.
We need all kinds of support and all kinds of show of solidarity for the community.
To let the world know that immigrants are welcome in Cleveland Heights.
Okay, so
I can feel my blood boiling a little bit. I imagine yours is too.
Yeah, okay, so first of all, for anybody listening to us for the first time, I'm a first generation citizen here, United States citizen, and my parents are immigrants. My grandparents are, and my wife is an immigrant, and they all came here legally. So this makes my blood boil a little bit, and they used the word immigrant 7 times in that piece without saying that these are illegal immigrants,
making it sound like ICE is going after people like your parents.
Yeah, they're just making it sound like they're going after immigrants, but this is what media does.
Yeah.
So back in the early 1900s, they were called, let's say, illegal immigrants were called aliens. Then it became illegal aliens. There was a derogatory term for a while, which was called wetbacks. And then it went to illegal immigrants, not illegal aliens. That was more like in the 50s. Undocumented workers, deportable aliens, undocumented immigrants, unauthorized immigrants. And then for a while, it was just they were illegal. That's all. And then finally, I think like towards the 2000s, we started hearing things like undocumented migrants. And then we heard irregular migrants. Then we heard dreamers.
Their menstrual cycles are irregular. Is that the problem?
And then we heard asylum seeker, then refugee. And then finally, lately, what we've been hearing is non-citizens. Now, that doesn't describe what they are. My father what's a non-citizen?
Not citizen is somebody. Well, I guess yeah. I guess you see where I think where you're going with it. So
okay, so
is a green card holding immigrant a citizen?
Basically, that's what that's what they are. So, but they're here legally,
right.
which is fine. Now they're just calling them immigrants. So when our listeners hear a story about immigrants, you got to make sure you question what they're talking about, because they're not just talking about the person that's trying to get their citizenship. They're just trying to pull at heartstrings for illegal aliens. So this is activism by Nadine Abusada.
Yes.
And Channel 5 is taking part of it. And we did a story last week regarding the American Lung Association and them actually never telling you the truth.
Right, with the air quality. Why it was bad last year. Yeah.
And that was
because of the fires, not because of anything.
That was an activist report. That was not an actual report. That was the media acting as activists. And I think
picking and choosing what information.
Yeah,
that they're going to
and I don't know anything about Nadine. I checked out her social her Instagram account, and there's not she's not doing anything like an activist would on there, so it's pretty looks
interesting. Legit, I wrote down a couple things. One of them was, what does direct action mean? She said this is about the people in the report, but she said a precursor to direct action, which I would like to know what that means, but regardless of that, as far as the report goes,
the story wasn't like what I was like.
Yeah, that's why I'm not even focusing on that. I wrote it down because I'm like, well, what does direct action mean? But anyway, we're not talking about that. The report, as far as the report goes, they mentioned the taqueria that the ICE went into to detain workers.
Right.
What? No. ICE is not going to go in just to detain every worker in your place. There's a reason. They've got a report. They're not just showing up there random.
Right.
Knocking on every business. No, like they have time to do that. No, somebody reported them to ICE. That's how they ended up there. And let me ask you then, as an immigrant, so you mentioned your wife's an immigrant. She's a newish citizen, a few years, right?
Yeah. 4 years ago, I think.
Like that. Yeah. And why doesn't your father become a citizen? Because I've asked him.
He's never. He waited too long, and now he's 80. He doesn't really.
Right, yeah,
like
I asked him.
He's been a green card holder.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, what did he say? I don't even know.
I think when your wife was doing this, was going through. I think I may have asked him why he didn't. He said, because it costs too much money and it's too much of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there's that too. I think he told me he wishes he did it
at 75 years old. It's too much. That's what he meant. He's like, at this point, it's too much of a pain in the ass. But it also costs thousands of dollars.
Yeah, he wishes he did it right away when he was younger, like his brother did, and his his sisters and his brother did, and he waited, and by the time he thought he wanted to, it was kind of like expensive, and at 75 or whatever, he was like, yeah, screw it.
So I think, I know you would know no more than me, but it's thousands of dollars though, isn't it? All the fees and the this and the that. You could spend some bucks trying to become a citizen.
Well, my wife did it. It wasn't thousands of dollars. It probably could cost somebody that, but she was here for a long time. She had her green card for a long time. It was like about $1,000, I think, at the time. That was. You
had to hire a lawyer, or did you guys do it by yourself?
No, she just did by herself.
Okay, because I have an uncle that was he worked for. I don't think it wasn't ICE at the time. It was the same agency, just changed the name. He was a lawyer for them, and then so it was kind of weird. He was a lawyer for the government, and then when he retired, he opened his own practice helping people become citizens who are having trouble with legal trouble and maybe they got in some legal trouble and now they want to become a citizen. He would help that facilitate.
You know, the thing is, I think my wife's mother was already a citizen. My wife was born in Australia, and her parents went to Australia from Italy, so they're immigrants from Italy, from Italy, but via Australia. And she still has a sister there, so her I think her mom and her sister already became citizens before she did, to help bring their sister over.
Oh, right.
To sponsor them. And it didn't, you know, if you have a family and you want to become citizens, that's going to cost you some money.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't so bad for my wife, but
anywho, yeah, but it's when they say immigrants, that's false. That's fake news, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a story, but you know, I just wish they would okay, so Cleveland Heights for Immigrant Rights, that's an organization they started. That's fine. You know what? Lie. That's your organization, but the news reporter should say that
they need to push back. That's the whole point. That's their job.
You know, and it's just activism right there. And it seems like it's coming mostly from these late 20s to mid 30s reporters that probably went to college and are looking to be more of an activist than an actual reporter.
And that's what colleges taught them, be an activist. That's journalism schools now, is how to become an activist. All right. Well, thanks for pointing that out for the listeners.
Actually, I'm going to start, every time I hear that, I'm going to grab it, because we got to start calling these reporters out. And I hope our listeners kind of take note.
Yeah. And if they see stuff, where can they send it to? crookedrivercast@gmail.com.
Very good,
Rivercast@gmail.com. Getting there. All right. I don't have much else. I could complain a little bit about the Republicans changing the marijuana laws. You got anything you want to bring up before we wrap it up?
I just got, let's see, there's I want to give this place a shout out.
Yes, you did mention that. The Northeast Ohio farm.
There's a Northeast living. Yeah, there's a farm called Bending Oak Educational Farm. We'll put a link in our show notes for this place. It's a 25-acre farm that where you can explore possibilities in a more sustainable world. So basically, they teach you how to live off grid. And you know what? It's very cool. I'm going to look into this actually. But if anybody wants to learn how to live off grid or become a little bit more self-sufficient and sustainable, you know, check it out, because I've never heard of a place locally that does that. So
it's pretty cool. Me either. I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
It's really cool. It's called Bending Oak Educational Farm in Youngstown.
All right.
Yeah. And let's see. There's a new bar opening up in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always like when new bars open. Tell me about it.
It's a new kind of sports bar. It's called
a new kind of sports bar.
It's
a new spin?
It's called the W.
Oh.
And
for winning?
Yeah, winning. Well, that's, I guess Cleveland's the wrong spot for that.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Anyways, it's at 5428 Detroit Avenue. It just opened up. It's owned by women. It's a sports bar tailored for women, so they can have a safe space.
Oh.
And they're going to feature women's sports on most of the televisions. They will be playing other sports on.
Oh, okay. So just answer my question.
So has your wife ever asked to go, like, wish she could go to a sports bar that played women's sports?
No.
Neither has mine.
I was going to ask, how are they going to keep the men out? And you answered it by saying they're going to focus on women's sports.
Right.
So that definitely keeps
okay,
the
so
men
your
out.
wife never asked for a place.
No.
And neither has mine. You know why? You know why?
Why?
They're not gay.
Yeah, I could see that. Yes.
So just taking a look at it, I'm not ragging on them. I'm just it's funny because I saw a new place was opening up and it was a women's sports bar, and me being a dope didn't realize it's a lesbian bar. So
yes,
there'll be featuring a full liquor cabinet and a full menu of Munchables and an all-you-can-eat buffet and an assortment of finger foods. They will have a pie-eating contest every Friday night.
Oh.
Okay, those are bad.
That's bad, but good at the same time. No, good.
So
I mean, that looks.
We'll be reporting
nice.
on the closing of this place in about 6 months.
Yes. In a year and a half from now, we're going to report on their closing. I mean, if there's I think I have a placard outside there. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Whoa,
not
their merch. They've already got Tom. It must be popular. They've got merch that's already sold.
Yeah,
out.
I went to the website. It's a pro website.
Yeah.
It's called Root for Women, the land that loves women's sports.
You know, I mean, open whatever you want to open. I don't care. You know.
No. I wish them luck. I want anybody who starts a business. I want them to do well. Yeah, so, but it's a lesbian bar.
Yeah, cool. If they have good food, I don't care. I'll go.
I just wish they would. I guess I don't know. I mean, what's weird is they don't even have like a rainbow thing anywhere.
Oh, it's got to be something in there.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere inside, but
not anywhere like.
Oh, I saw
the
website. Yeah. I saw the Cleveland Indians type of the C in rainbow colors somewhere on the inside there. But
yeah, cool.
You know, I hope they do well. It's just, man, that's a tough sell. Maybe not in that area. It's the what the hell do they call that area? Gordon Square Park. Or Gordon Square neighborhood. So they might do well there.
Yeah. Right. I wish them luck again. If they got a good burger,
but
I would definitely go. I mean, they may kick me out, but I'd walk in bearded with boots and flannel. I fit right in.
Well, you can always go as well, whatever.
I can identify whatever I want today, Bane.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. On that note, I have one more clip because I just really want to show people. We've had some issues with Britain, England, and Europe and America with these tariffs, and oh my gosh, and Trump and all this other stuff. And so I guess there's a guy in Britain that decided to say, what would happen? What would happen if you got 100 Brits and 100 Americans in the room? And so I found this clip on X. Somebody answered him. What would happen? Here we go.
A new one. 100 British people versus 100 Americans. One big room, no weapons. Who's winning?
We're going to whoop the Harry Potter out your asses. You don't want this issue for your country. We already got too much going on. Hey, you know, America's been waiting to whoop somebody's ass. Hey, you talking about 100? We don't even got to send 100. We can send 50 Florida men, and that's all we need. We can send 20 Samoans. That's all you need. 30 young niggas. That's all we need. 17 Karens and shut the whole country down. That's all we need. What are you talking about? 100 versus 100. You guys can bring your little punk ass shanks you got and whatever. We got crackheads. Their skin is made of vibranium as long as crack is in the scenario. As a matter of fact, the only way y'all win if it's a magic off. If it's a magic off and it's at Hogwarts. That's the conditions y'all can win. The only one. And then, even then, we got some Haitians that know how to spread some sage around. And all that magic won't mean nothing with your dumb ass.
It literally had me almost in tears because the last part. But we got some Haitians, man, to throw around some sage, you know. But thank goodness we solved that. We were on good terms with England and Britain.
Yes, yes. We just signed a deal with them, right? Yeah, or about to.
About to, yeah. It's preliminary, but all right.
Oh, that was good.
That was good. That was a good laugh to end the show. Again, if you've got any stories you think we need to take up or bring onto the show, or any comments to the stories, anything we missed, please send us an email, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. That's all we got.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank everybody for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. You're supposed to say peace.